We already know that Facebook is a cesspool. It's basically where fun and facts and pretty much everything good in society except sharing photos with your family members and close friends goes to die. So, is it no surprise? It is, in fact, no surprise that I have been banned from a Facebook group that I've actually been meaning to make a video about for a while called Star Trek Shitposting. Yeah, shitposting. Now, here's the thing. What's shitposting? You need to know that to understand why this group is stupid. Shitposting, just in general, is when you post stuff that isn't necessarily of value, you're just screwing around. It's sort of the evolution of trolling. It's kind of like goofing off and trolling mixed together, except you don't have to be actually trolling anybody. You can look it up if you want like a real nice definition, but basically shitposting is goofing off, posting things of dubious value, posting things that'll annoy some people, or posting jokes. It's just sort of become a catch-all term for joking around and goofing off, usually with an edgy bent. So, Star Trek shitposting, you would go in this group expecting to see something that people who like Star Trek, you know, nerds, combined with people who like slightly edgy, funny humor. You'd expect that. You'd expect to see some very funny things that are very, not necessarily the most acceptable. But you won't find that in Star Trek shitposting. No, this group, which is a very large group on Facebook, actually is a massive filter bubble for psychotic leftist ideas. And in fact, it's basically a cesspit of said ideas. Now, why was I banned? Well, first of all, let's talk about why I was there. Yeah, they posted a bunch of really stupid things, but for the most part, you could ignore those things and, in the pile of turds, catch the occasional golden whatever falling onto the pile, clean it off, and you'd have something fun, like, the one that I got banned for leaving a comment on was Spock saying there are 28 bones in the human hand, and then he takes the drink and says 29 if you're lonely. Obviously a sex joke about male masturbation. So I made a comment that said something, well, basically I made fun of the inclusive crowd because they have a nasty problem with people very forcibly demanding inclusion. It really is the epitome of radical leftism. So I was like, I can't wait for the inclusive people to say that this isn't inclusive enough because it only caters to males. And I made an actual joke about the bones thing, 30, triple docking. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up. The bottom line is, I made a joke. I also took a jab at people who basically shriek about inclusiveness all the damn time, even when it's not appropriate or it doesn't matter. You know, just because something is about a category of people doesn't mean that you're being excluded by not being in that category of people that one thing is about. It's kind of what I was getting at. The problem is that is a cardinal sin in Star Trek shitposting. And they make a big deal in this group out of politics. I mean, like a real big deal. There are pictures posted all the time saying, like, for example, one of them's a cereal box. You know, the Oops All Berries? Well, they got one with Federation logos. It says, Oops, all politics, and always has been. And yes, we get it. The Star Trek TV shows are storytelling that use political issues, especially the political issues of the day, to tell a good and compelling story. And you could say that they're trying to convince you to see their side of things, the people who are writing it. But the problem is that there's a big difference between a story that uses politics to advance the story and a story that is basically just punching you in the face with politics and going, this is a good story. You believe as we do. This is a good story because, you know, men bad or white people bad or people that aren't gay bad, you know, take your pick. So that's sort of the problem that you see there. they don't seem to understand that the irony of their inclusion is that they've excluded me because I disagree with this notion that inclusion... I made a joke about how some people take inclusion to an extreme degree and ironically exclude people as a result. And there you go. So one of the fun things, and I'm not editing this, I don't feel like editing these political discussions anymore, but if I could, there's a picture I have saved. I took a screenshot of the group where someone posted a grid of LGBTQ plus actors in Star Trek over decades. And it's this grid of like, I can't remember if it was 16 or 25. It's 4x4, I think, grid, but maybe 5x5. Irrelevant. The point is, this grid was supposed to be actors that in some way were not just, straight, whatever. It's supposed to basically be, check out all the inclusion in Star Trek over the years. The big deal, right? And you would think in a group that's so big on this inclusion crap, to the point that they'd ban me just for making a minor joke at its expense, pointing out actual hypocrisy indirectly, you would think that would get a lot of support. But no, the screenshot that I took, and I didn't even have to dig through the comments for it, it's like the first thing that you see when you see this post. The screenshot I took said, the guy replying to this grid of, check out all these people who are gay in Star Trek or whatever, basically boiled down to, you posted some people that weren't gay here, or you posted some people that weren't this, that, or the other. Pretty much just like taking the sentiment of the post, throwing it on the ground, stepping on it, having the dog poop on it, and stepping on that again. It's like, in this group that's supposed to be inclusive, you're supposed to have, it's supposed to be a great place for everyone to get together and just make funny Star Trek jokes. Well, someone tries to be like, here's a post celebrating all these gay characters or people who were in the show that were also gay in their real lives. Or not even gay necessarily, but just different identity groups. And someone shows up and is like, you can't even gay correctly in this group. It's like, if you're going to be in this group, if you're going to be in the Star Trek shitposting group, shitposting, goofing around, you absolutely, I'm going to criticize you if you don't do the gay correctly. You must be completely 100% accurate in the gay, or you can't be in the group that's supposed to be making edgy Star Trek jokes. Yeah. They are so fucking pitiful. It's so funny to me. I mean, I almost feel like it's a badge of honor that I got banned from this group. It's so beautiful because, especially what I got banned for, it just proves the hypocrisy. These people are a social cancer. They are evil. You don't want them around you. These are the kind of people who inject themselves into a group, then try to take over the group and make the group basically cater to their narcissism. And that's not some kind of hyperbole either. This is seriously what these people do. It's happened all over the damn internet. Call them social justice warriors, call them feminists, call them leftists, call them regressives, call them whatever you want. But this is a common theme over the past 20 or 30 years. People show up, kick nerd culture down, take it over, and say, now you're going to pay attention to me. And here, I'm going to build a case for why I deserve more attention than the guy next to me. And then everyone's trying to do this circular firing squad thing where they're knocking out their competitor next to them, and then the person beside them clocks them in the head too. These people are evil. They need to be cut out of this society like a cancer, because they are they're not literally cancer. We know this. But figuratively, if you look at it on a social level, people like the people in Star Trek shitposting are a cancer in this society. Because they show up, they multiply rapidly, they bring their friends along, they brigade you, they try to get the people who originally set everything up and kept things nice, they try to get them kicked out, And then they just use the ground that they have sullied and multiplied within at an insane rate to reproduce and generate yet more support for what they want, to then go out and infect more groups, whatever. And the process repeats itself. It has gotten to the point that it's all over the place, that it's almost mainstream. And in fact, if you pay attention to media, you would think it was mainstream. But the truth is, the majority of people in society are not assholes like this. The majority of people in society want to be left alone. If they make a joke, they want it to be understood that it's a joke. They want it to be evaluated like a joke. They want the joke to just be a joke. It was intent matters, and their intent isn't malicious. They don't want to live by the personal is political. Everything is political. Sometimes you need to keep the political focus at the door, out of the group. So, Star Trek shitposting is just shit. And I'm glad to be gone, because to hell with them. And you know, I can't wait in the comments. I can't wait to look in the comments, because first of all, they're not going to watch this far. The losers aren't going to watch this far into the video to see what I'm saying right here. So someone's going to show up in the comments, maybe even a group of them are going to show up in the comments, and they're going to say, oh, it's just sour grapes because you're a toxic piece of shit. I guarantee it. But no, I'm not the toxic piece of shit. You're the toxic piece of shit. And that's just the truth. And anybody who disagrees with me, all they have to do is go in your group and try to comply with the overall way that you do things. All they have to do is post a tribute to all the gay people that were allowed to work in Star Trek over the years, and then be told they can't gay correctly. All they have to do is observe one problem with your dogma, and they're gone too, for not obeying your church, for not cowering at your knees. So no, I don't have sour grapes about being banned from your fucking group. I think it's freaking great. I went through my Facebook activity log and deleted the posts that I had made, well, the comments that I had made recently in the group, because if they're going to ban me, then they don't get to respond to what I said. I delete it and they can't, and all the responses get nuked as well. So, clean break. Glad to be out of that trash fire, but this is not unique to this group. Even though this video is about Star Trek shitposting on Facebook, this is a phenomenon that we've seen spread for over a decade now. And it started slow, you know, with people just showing up. Say, the comic book people, I think, kind of started getting it first. But they'll show up in nerd culture fandoms or whatever and say, hey, we are different. We're women or women of color, or we're gay or disabled or some other identity characteristic, and we just want to be included too. And somehow from there it goes from we just want to be included in the fandom to we want to tell you how to operate your group that's a member of the fandom. We want to run your group. We want to tell you what to do, even though you were here first, you made the group, you made it what it is today, you made it something that we wanted to be a part of in the first place, but now we're going to uproot it all and set it on fire to service this agenda that we were hiding, and we dishonestly showed up with the intent to exact upon you. So yeah, these people are a cancer and you need to get rid of them. End of story. And I'm tired of this thing where everybody just treats these people like, you know, oh, we're going to evaluate you in good faith. You know, you show up and you say, I just want to be included. I just want, you know, I want to make these suggestions to make this a happy place that everybody can just get along and have a wonderful time. You know, we need to, I want to suggest some rule changes. I want to put some new rules in place so that we want to make sure we're including everybody, that we're a welcome place for people to show up. And in the end, what happens is those same people that put in those same rules, they do something called rules lawyering, where the rules are put in with a certain spirit, but then the letter of the rules is used to oust anyone that disagrees with them politically or ideologically, thereby destroying the group. They are a cancer, and I'm tired of tolerating them. And this is the problem with libertarianism on a wider scale. The one thing that libertarianism has to do, I mean, very much live and let live, right? The problem is there's one area in which libertarianism must become very aggressively intolerant, and that is disagreement with libertarianism as an ideal. Because the problem is all these other groups are more than willing to employ dishonest tactics, to employ violence, bullying, harassment, intimidation, etc., to exact their agendas upon your group. And because you have libertarian ideals, because you're live and let live, because you live and let live, leave me alone, let me do my thing, you do your thing, and if we get together in this group, then we adhere to this sort of theme or narrow categorization, and we leave our other things that are unrelated at the door. Because you have that philosophy, you let them show up. You let them taint your group. You let them destroy what you built. But they do it in pieces. It's the frog boiling in the pan. The problem is that the heat's going up so slowly, you don't realize what's going on until it's too late. You must be aggressive in your enforcement. If you run a group, if you run a software project, don't get me started on GitHub and their BS codes of conduct. If you run a software project, if you have a comic book forum, if you have a Facebook group or a subreddit or something with a particular topic that you discuss, sometimes you don't need to make it a democracy. Small groups kind of have to be run as an oligarchy, or even just one single dictator running the whole thing as they see fit. Don't be afraid to not let other people make decisions about how your group is run, to not let people show up and change the way that you do things. Don't care about these people because they don't care about you. All they care about in regards to you is how they can use you and your group to do what they want to further their ends. Don't put up with it. Get rid of them. Purge them. And if anybody asks questions about why you're purging them, answer them if they're reasonable. Purge them if they're not. It's your little group. Run it the way you want. But don't let these people get a foothold. If you let them get a foothold, they will bring their friends. The toxicity will spread. The cancer will infest and kill your group. The thing that you built, the thing that you curated, the thing that you care about, that you may have put years of your life into, will be destroyed by these people and used to spread that destruction to others like you. Fuck these people. Don't let them get away with it. And you know what? Star Trek shitposting is a cesspit. It's done. It's gone. It may or may not have been good in the beginning, but it definitely is trash now. So you can't really do anything about the destroyed group, but what you can do is within your own groups, don't put up with it. Don't let them join. Ban them, block them, kick them out. They must be rejected from society. Otherwise, they'll just set fire to your place. They'll crap all over it, set fire to it, walk away, and find another one to set fire to. And in the end, you're left with your place destroyed, nothing to show for everything that you did. And what do they get? They get a win. Everybody sees that if they don't comply, their place is going to get burned down. And these assholes get to continue to be assholes unmitigated. Don't put up with it. I'm done talking about this dumb shit. But I'm so glad that that group banned me. It just completely validates everything that I thought about that group. And you know what? Here's a suggestion, actually. If you're watching this video and you've gotten this far and you have a Facebook account, or you can make 10 or 20 or 100 or 1,000 of them, go join Star Trek Shitposting. It has like 100,000 members. Go join Star Trek Shitposting and laugh at them. Troll them. Screw with them. Just for fun. Because you know what the only value that's left with a group like that that's been destroyed by cancerous ideology, the only value they have left to any of us is mining them for laughs. So go get your pickaxe. Thanks for watching. Go look at the bottom for ways to support me financially, because I love taking your money to talk about dumb people on the internet. Also, visit my website, look at my other channel, Jody Spicy Takes, which you may be watching this on, and eventually it will be the only channel that has these political hot takes on it. I will be deleting or unlisting these videos from my main channel. I also have a third channel called Jody Bruchon's VHS Archives and Raw Footage, or something, some permutation of those words, where I post various things I find on old VHS tapes or stock footage that I have shot myself. Again, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. Take care, and happy shitposting. Fuck these people.